We've spoken about the fact that we're moving into a new age, but likewise a new ray energy is coming in. At the same time that the energies of Aquarius are pouring into the planet, so too is the energy of a new ray. We spoke of the rays that condition us. There are also ray energies that condition the planet as a whole. The same ray, but just an overriding energy. And so at this time there's a new ray energy coming in, which is the seventh ray. The seventh ray is called the ray of ceremonial magic. It's the ray in which divinity is brought down into form and materialized on the physical plane. And according to the teachings, it's said that whenever there's a combination of this Aquarian energy and this seventh ray energy, which has only occurred 7 times in the last 1,000,000 years, illumination of our minds becomes possible. So this is a really, really significant time. Illumination of human minds and hearts is becoming possible. And because of this, because of the confluence of many different energies that are coming together, we're told that the great teachers who have worked behind the scenes for many, many eons of time are now planning to come forward. So this is an idea that we've all heard of. It's an idea that runs through Christianity, for example, the return of Christ. The Buddhists, some of the Buddhists are awaiting the return of the Maitreya Buddha. The Hindus are looking for the Kalki avatar. The Muslims are looking for the Imam Mahdi. This isn't unique to the Bailey teaching, this idea of the return of the great avatars who come down from far away. That's what an avatar means, coming down from far away. So we're told in the teachings, and there's a lot of literature written about this, that we're entering the time of preparation for this externalization of members of this inner kingdom, this hierarchy, who are planning now, in the planning stages of externalizing onto the physical plane, in physical bodies, to bring about, with the cooperation of humanity, a complete reorientation and transformation of life on our planet. To bring our planet into the light. So this is an idea that is receiving a lot of attention from certain groups, but unfortunately there's a lot of distortion too. It's not a matter of Jesus coming back to save the Christians and all the rest of us will be burned up in hell. That's a distortion of a fundamental truth. So if you believe in these things, the Tibetan Mass tells us that there are certain things we can do. First and foremost is to use the Great Invocation. I put a copy of that on your chairs. You're encouraged to use that, particularly during this festival's period, this higher interlude period. The world teacher himself uses it daily. The members of the hierarchy use it daily. It is our most powerful tool to prepare for these great events. It's not so much to ask that we use it on a daily basis and share it with others. And the second thing, second most important thing I believe, is to participate in the full moon work. And I put another flyer on your chairs. Yeah, we do have meetings. We have meetings here in New York at the time of the full moon, and you're all invited to come. And when you meditate together with a group, there is a transmission of energy that becomes possible that isn't there when you're alone always. And so it's a very valuable experience. Energy is transmitted in a group. And so if you believe in these things, if you even hold out the possibility that these things might be true, it would behoove you to practice your meditation. And that's why I wanted to tie these ideas in. Because as you practice your meditation, you're putting yourself within the current of what's really going on in the planet. What's really going on. So, we can meditate. If anyone has any final questions?
I guess I also have two questions. Which one is a very simple question, but the other one is, how, yeah, I understand that you understand the hierarchy in a very, very physical manner. And I'd like to know how you understand that. What is the hierarchy and how can you somehow so physically know what it is?
Well, that's a good question because there are a lot of misunderstandings about what the hierarchy is, and I'm sure I have a lot of misunderstandings as well. But I have thought about it a lot, and I've read a lot about it a lot, and I've felt the presence. You can feel the presence sometimes. The hierarchy is not, should not be viewed through the lens of the historical Jesus, like we so often do. Jesus came for another time, another age. And we often tend to envision the hierarchy through that lens because we haven't had a great teacher come forward for many years. And so we tend to look at it through the past. But we're told instead that the hierarchy will be composed of contemporary individuals, very modern individuals, who will come forth among all the different lines. They won't come forth as necessarily as spiritual teachers. They're more likely to come forward along the lines of economics, politics, diplomacy, science, teaching, the arts. We're told that many teachers are going to come forward in each of these branches to bring about powerful changes, but only, and this is a big only, if humanity prepares the way. This can't happen unless humanity makes major changes. Because if it were to happen prematurely in a world such as ours, which is still primarily a materialistic world, there would be no ability. They would be thwarted in the work that they need to be done to do. So there has to be a preparation upon the part of humanity to make this happen. And we're told that there are 3 things that humanity has to do, has to realize. The first is a house cleaning in the world of politics and religion. It has to be a house cleaning. And I think we can see that happening. You know? That is happening now. And the most important is the principle of sharing has to be implemented so that the world no longer exists in the condition where half the planet lives on under $2 a day. There has to be a rectification in that imbalance. And the third point, that humanity has to establish a measure of peace. So to the extent that we begin to implement those, they don't have to be fully in place, but they have to be on the road to implementation. That, we're told, those 3 preparatory steps will open the way for the advent of the hierarchy.
So the hierarchy is not something like already there. It's not something.
Well, yes, they do already exist, but they're not outwardly present in the world. And we're told that they are going to be outwardly present, just as they were during Atlantean times. In an earlier civilization, the hierarchy worked openly. But they've retreated for all these many millennia, and now they're preparing to come forward.
So I didn't catch the word in which times you used the word?
Atlantis, in the time of Atlantis.
Are you going to give us a protocol to follow for meditating?
Well, there are flyers that I've given you, handouts, that basically outline certain meditation practices. But as I said, as I started, meditation, you can read about it, and I tried to speak about it somewhat.